Hello everyone, this is Chim, and welcome to another series of tutorials. And for today, what we are going to study is Professor Alejandro Consolacion's Papuri sa Diyos, Part 2. So if you already watched the part 1, now this is the time for you to watch the next part for you to understand on how to play it. So if you haven't watched the first part yet, it's best to watch that one first. So I'm putting a link of that one in the description, just check it there. And this video talks about the verses, since we have the Atalupa and the Panginoon, so it's very important since you will play this one for 2 times. Okay. Now if you watch how I demonstrated it, that is how you play the verse part. And now I'm going to make this one look simple and try to break down the parts to you. So looking at the measure 30, okay, so what we see there is an E flat. As the chord says there, it's an E flat. Okay, oops, I'm in a loud stops, so I'm gonna have to switch to the soft ones, since that is what we need here. Why do we need the soft stops? Because we have a soloist here. If we read the full score, there's a soloist singing this part, so we don't want to use this one since it's too loud, and you might drown the soloist. So what you want to do is choose a quieter stops, which is that one. And later on in the Sinasamba, you can already choose this one. Okay, so that's the general rule of using the stops. And I'm also going to put what stops that I use for this video in the Atalupa part and the Sinasamba part. Okay, so you can use that one on your Viscount, Johannes, Allen, and whatever organs that you may have there, including your virtual pipe organ software as well. Okay, now looking here, so we have the chords here to make you understand what's happening with these notes and what chords are these notes. Okay, that's why I selected the simplified version, since this one is easier to teach, and this one is also good for a starter for those who want to play this piece, because we all know that the full score, the one with the organ bass or the organ pedals, is a little bit different than this one, since you have the one for the feet as well. But for the simplified version, this one is done for the keyboard, like one manual, like what I have here. This one is only a piano. I just use a virtual pipe organ software, which is the grand organ, to make this one sound like the organ. So going back, okay, it now starts with an E flat. Okay, it starts with an E flat, which is this one. Okay, do you hear it? I hope you can hear it. So it started with this one. It's actually an octave, but in my case, what I did is just this one. Why? Because I'm preparing myself for the next measure. So when you're playing a piece, that's one of the things that you should consider. Getting ready on what's next, or looking at what's next. As always, I would tell my students that the reading sheet music is like driving a car or riding a bike. You don't look at your tires, you don't look at your knees. You don't look at anywhere else, but you look at what's next. Because if you don't look at what's next, you'll probably crash. So it's the same thing here. Do the next measure unprepared, then you'll just mess it up. So looking at what's ahead is really important. Okay. Now, I did that one because I have to prepare for the inner notes, because the inner notes are moving. See? So now if I'm going to play the whole second measure, it would sound, see? So if you have the bass pedals, it would be much easier since you don't have to press this one. But since we only have this one, the keyboard, we have to do that one. Now I know your question might be, I can't do that one. So what happens is, you have to practice on doing these inner notes. So we are talking about the independence here, the hand independence, and coordinating both of them. Okay, because if you're a newbie, you can do that one. Okay, now let's say that you can already do this one. Then another thing is making this. Okay. So the challenge there is not making the outer notes move, because that is what it says here. So you see there's a it's tied, so the E flat is there for like almost 4 measures. Yeah, it's actually 4. So that's another thing that you should work on first. Left, see? Because our hands are glued at the E flat, and letting go of it. See? So it's important to practice that one for you not to have wrong notes. Just keep on practicing that one until your hand gets used to it. Then later on, let's say you've mastered that one too, then yeah, that's the whole second measure. Okay. Okay. Now, for the third measure, okay, the right hand doesn't move anymore. The right hand is just doing this one. Okay. But the left hand's still moving. So from the second measure, it's already moving. See? Okay. So there can be lots of fingerings there. What I'm doing might not be applicable to you. Okay? Because I'm tall, I have big hands. I'm almost 6 foot. Okay, so because I have big hands, and if you have small hands, something different might work with you. Okay, so that's the first 3 measures I played together. Now, the next one is there's a bit of movement on the 4th measure. Only have that one. So if played from the first measure, then getting ready for the next one, the A flat over C part. So I won't discuss much about theory here. Yeah, because that does an A flat over C. Okay, so nothing much going on there. Just the second and third measure where you have moving inner notes, which is a bit hard for new organists. So again, yeah, another movement in that measure. Okay, so how do you practice that one? So it is best to practice it with just right hand first. Okay. So it's best to practice it with the right hand first. So mastery is really crucial here because there's a lot of things happening here. Okay, so once you have mastered the right hand, then you can already start mastering the left hand too. Okay, or it can go either ways. Now, doing the left hand. far though. Although this one is already enough, so you won't rattle on going to the far octaves. Okay, so that's a breakdown on how to play that part. Now in the Panginoong Jesucristo or the Pinupuri ka namin part, the measure 37. So you have like 3 chords there. A flat, E flat, then B flat 7. Okay, those are the 3 chords that you have there. Of course, it won't be written there. The 3 chords won't be written there. It would be too messy in the sheet. So you just have to read it, since it's easy to read actually. Then E flat again. Okay, so you have the count here. 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, a lot of things happening there again. Okay, let's do it part by part from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's how you trump that one. 2, 3. Okay, make sure you don't lose the count there. 1, 2, 3. Moving inner notes again, so practice with the right hand first. Then this one is a bit tricky. Hand independence again. So you can practice the inner notes first. Again. Then with the melody. Okay. Left hand is just doing an easy thing there. So from the 38th measure. There you go. So that's how you do that part. Okay, now it becomes forte now. Of course, we have to use a loud organ stop now. So, let's have the overview again. Okay, so that's how you do that part. Okay, so this one is actually easy. If you're going to ask me, this part is much easier than this part. Yeah, that one is easier. Okay, so Sir Jim, how can you say that it's so easy? We're having like fast runs there. It's actually easy. It's just making a chord. Okay, look. So you see there, it says C minor. Okay, so what does this one do? It does what? It does a C minor. That's why it says there C minor. That's why I have seen a lot of organists just doing. Yeah, because that is just a chord for it. Now, it is actually best to follow this one because we have it in staccato, but not too staccato. Okay, because the composer actually wanted to be like not too staccato. I don't know how to describe it, but when we met like weeks ago, yeah, it's not very okay. So okay, let's sight read this one and understand it as well, since we have the chords as the guide. Okay, so as I said, this one makes a C minor. Okay, then this one makes a G minor. Then this one does an A flat. It just repeats. Same thing, C minor again. Then G minor. Then A flat again. Then this is F minor 7. Then this is an inversion. Then E flat over G. A flat. Yeah, just mimicking an F minor 7 again. And then mimicking a B flat. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you have to work on that one. Okay. Now, going back. So how do you play the staccatos there, and how do you count it? If you're going to ask me how I count that one, I just breathe with it more. See? So that's how I do it. So counting the 16th rest there is very, very important. Okay? Because I have heard a lot of it, like it's out of the beat, so it's only an 8th rest there. Only an 8th rest. Okay. Yeah, that one is really easy. So we have to do a bit of a substitution here. So since we don't have these keys in the organ, they don't work. Okay, because usually the organ only has like 5 octaves. Okay, so that is how you do it. So that's how you do that part. Okay. Yeah. So if we would start with the Atsalupa slowly. So we would be just playing that part. Yeah, but here. Okay, now let's talk about the transition. Or I'm going to play the last instrumental going to the verses. Okay, so watch how will I change the stops. so this is the verses, okay? So it's just the same thing with that sa lupa and the Panginoong Diyos part. Okay. And the next one would be my most favorite part. Oops, that's for the next part. Okay, so make this one like 50 likes. Yeah, just 50 likes would be enough. Yeah, although the part 1 will just reach the 50 likes because I think because of the new Gloria by Sir AJ. Yeah, and yeah, I also have a video of that one as well that you can check. That's the original organ manuscript. Not everyone has that one yet. This one is not yet publicly released, so I cannot do a tutorial of this one yet because I don't wanna have problems with piracy or something. Yeah, since that's why only a few people has this score. Yeah, it's actually fun to teach. Is it similar? It's a little bit different, but there's something in this Glory that I like, and there's something in this old Papuri that I like. Yeah, because the people, yeah, I think people wanna understand how to do the. Or something like that one. Okay. Yeah. So I have to wait for this one to be publicly released before I can do a tutorial of this one. But let's focus on the old one first. But if you're going to ask me, that one is harder to play. The old one is actually harder to play because it is an E flat, and there's a lot of counterpoints there, and you see the inner voicings there, the inner notes that are moving. In this new Gloria, is there one? I don't remember if there's one. If there's one, I think there's only few. Yeah, because it's more of it's actually easier. I think Sir AJ made it easier compared to the first one. But as I recall in our conversation, the first one is actually harder. And yeah, because it's an E flat, so the hand is not really like that, but it's somehow sideways because it's an E flat. Okay, so let's make this one like 50 likes, and I'm going to do the tutorial for me. This is actually the hardest part for this one. Yeah. So okay, 50 likes, and I'm going to do a tutorial of this one, that one. Okay. So I'll see you again in the next video. I hope you learned a lot. If you have questions, just leave it in the comment. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you subscribe. Yeah, you'll really learn a lot of things in my tutorial. So if you want to learn more things, and if you want like one-on-one lessons, I do that one. Okay, you can just email me in my personal mail, jimcharlesmorales15@gmail.com, if you're interested with having piano lessons, voice lessons, choir lessons. That is what I do. I do all of it for online and face-to-face. So if you're far, yeah, we can do online because most of my students are in different countries, so we do online. I do like more of online. Then I also have local students, face-to-face students. Okay, so if you have inquiries, don't be afraid to inquire. Yeah, don't be afraid. What a term. So just inquire in my email, or yeah, every detail is just there. You just have to inquire. Who knows? I might give you a discount. Okay, so I'll see you again in our next video. Adios.